Welcome to Fisherman's Island State Park. The first two things you should know about Fisherman's Island State Park is that one, it's not an island at all. And two, I have some new hiking accessories. Aren't they lovely? Hopefully I only have the crutches for a week or so, but I kind of hurt my Achilles a little bit. A little too much hiking, a little too much jumping out of the RV, ready to go. And basically I was just told to stay off of it for a little bit. Rice, you know, the whole rice thing, rest, ice, elevation, and compression. So I'm wrapped up, got the crutches, trying to keep off it as much as possible so that it doesn't interfere with our activities. But I'm not letting it stop me. You've heard me talk before about the ADA accessibility at many of the state parks, from Moby wheelchairs to paths to the campsites that are paved. And I guess I'm going to get to test out some of that and see what I can find. Here at Fisherman's Island, it was a pretty decent slope in the dunes, in the dirt, down to this beach. So coming down wasn't an issue. I don't know how I'm going to get back up, but it's going to be a good test and kind of give a feel for, you know, how accessible are our state parks to people with some sort of permanent or temporary disability?
I told you didn't realize how easy it was going down, because you didn't realize you were actually going downhill.
Going down was much easier. Hop, hop. All right, park gets 1 star. There's no elevator. Located just south of the town of Charlevoix, Fisherman's Island State Park is around 2,700 acres. Its big selling point is 6 miles of shoreline along Lake Michigan.
Yeah, and you can hike it from several different points. We drove all the way to the end of the road at Fisherman's Island, is where the big day use parking area is and picnic area. And a lot of people obviously come here and just hang out at this beach, or you can start walking the shoreline. There's a few other areas as you're driving in down the road that have very small pullouts for a couple, 3 cars. And you could, you know, access the beach or the shoreline from that point too.
Yeah, there's a lot of just good vistas in general too. Even as you're driving along, the tree's clear and you've got a great view out over the lake. It's really pretty, and especially when the sun's out and the water is just a really pretty, multiple blue shades of blue depending on how deep the water is. It's just really gorgeous out here.
Yeah, and it's about 2,700 acres, you said, but this is a lot of what it is. Like this is
pretty much it.
This is not that that's a bad thing, but it's the shoreline. There are 3.5 miles of hiking trails here. From what we researched, it sounds like they're lightly used, is how they're described. So I don't know that too many people are hiking the trails themselves. I think most people head right out here to the water.
The beach itself is a lot of dune grass right now because of the high water levels. So there's not a lot of space to set up your chairs, but that is not stopping people from coming out here and with their chairs, with their blankets, just hanging in the water, walking the beach, with their dogs. It's kind of, we've seen a little bit of everything and everybody out here today.
And they all seem to be having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing to keep in mind is if you want to spend some more time here, there is a Rustic Campground. I think they said 81 sites.
There's 81 sites split into 2 loops. They're actually designed, at first I was thinking maybe they'd be a tent only, but they're actually pretty much designed for units of all shapes and size. There's a few that are like a pull through and a horseshoe type shape. There are, I think, 5 tent only sites where you'd park and then you'd kind of have to hike in for your tent. But the rest of them are just regular rustic campsites. So they're kind of in the dirt, in the trees, no water, no electric. I mean, by water, I mean there's a hand pump, but not like a water station or anything. And make sure your batteries are charged or you have a generator if you're going to be out here for a few days.
Yeah, because all campsites here are 0 amps. And literally 0 amps because of the way the trees are. You're not going to get anything on your solar more than likely. So keep that in mind as well. You mentioned the pull-through sites. What I really liked about those, a lot of those are out actually overlooking the lake. They're on, you know, the campgrounds sort of on the left side of the road as you're driving in, the 2 campgrounds. On the right side of the road where the lake is, there are these pull-through sites, and I think there's a dozen or so I've read in one of the brochures.
From what we could see driving by, that would be the fantastic site to have because you get to see the sunset. You've got a little path right from your campsite to the beach. I mean, you're right there. So I have to imagine that those book really fast, but it would be a good site to snag for sure.
Yeah, and apparently, I mean, it is rustic, and that isn't always a big draw for people, but this place was full.
Yeah.
And we're here in, mid-July?
Mid-July, and that's always good to see. This is a prime camping weekend. Pretty much all of July and all of August are prime camping weekends in Michigan, so book early.
Book early and get the site that you want, especially one of those along the lake would be really, really cool. But yeah, so this could be I could find this a really nice spot to just kind of disconnect. Maybe camp here in the Rustic Campground, hike out here along the beach for a while, just sit on the beach and enjoy the water and the views that are out here. Overall, I really like this one. I'd like to come back sometime just to not do anything.
Right, just sit. Sitting is good. If you're camping out here, but do want some civilization, you're just near the town of Charlevoix. It's a really cute beach community and known for boating. So there's always like a boat show or some sort of activities going on. There's some really quaint shops, ice cream stores, and just little touristy things to visit. And, you know, it's always super busy around here.
And somehow you always seem to notice the ice cream stores.
I don't know, they just pop out of nowhere. But it kind of goes both ways. So if you're in Charlevoix and you're looking to get away from the hustle and bustle, coming out to the state park would be a good option too. A little bit more secluded, so if you're trying to get to the beach, this would be a good place to come.
So whether you want to spend time with tourists and find ice cream shops, or you want to completely disconnect here at Fisherman's Island State Park, or find some other place, get out there, enjoy this beautiful summer we're going to have, enjoy the beautiful state of Michigan, keep on trekking.
And we'll see you out there.
Charlevoix, or you want to completely get away and disconnect from a lot of everything, you could do that here at Wilderness State Park, or do it. Oh, not Wilderness. We're
not in Wilderness.